It is a complete lack of progress that's been called out by the Assembly of First Nations National Chief. It's been 5 years since the release of a report that detailed what needs to be done to better protect Indigenous women and girls. Cindy Woodhouse says governments haven't moved on most of the recommendations. CTV's Mike Couture reports.
5 years ago, the Liberal government was given 231 recommendations in a historic report on missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls in this country. Of the 150 calls to action focused on First Nations people, National Chief Cindy Woodhouse says just 2 have been implemented.
The government's response to the national inquiry into missing and murdered women and girls represents a historic low point. It echoes a persistent pattern of failure.
Woodhouse blames all levels of government for the slow progress on every issue, from adequate housing to clean drinking water and policing. The Minister of Crown Indigenous Relations contends the federal government has made progress on more than half of the recommendations in its purview.
There are some significant investments that are going towards issues like policing, as well as housing. We have, as per the Urban Rural Northern Housing in Budget 2023, we have $4 billion. An additional $1 billion came in this year.
Progress and implementation are 2 entirely different things.
The former head of the Commission on Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls gives the federal government a failing grade for what they've done over the last 5 years, despite billions in spending.
We have to find out how efficient and how effective that money has been in terms of spending, or even if the money has been spent.
Buller says lip service and promises aren't enough. First Nations activists believe governments need to recommit to improving the lives of Indigenous communities in this country.
We're not just talking about something minor. We're talking about life and death for thousands of Indigenous women and girls.
Both the Minister and Prime Minister admit more needs to be done to address the systemic shortfalls. And the Liberal government believes it can do the work to end this crisis in Indigenous communities. Morella.
Mike's in